Android 16 was a predictable, safe refinement that focused on Material 3 designs and basic chatbots. Android 17 forces a hard break from that standard by overhauling the core mechanics of the mobile interface. In this era of smooth animations, we reached an illusion of a peak. Our devices looked better, but our functional relationship with them remained stagnant. Using a phone still required manual labor. You managed every window, navigated every menu, and fixed every unoptimized layout yourself. Android 17 alters this dynamic. The operating system moves toward being an active, system-level agent rather than a passive grid of icons waiting for a command. Removing that manual digital labor changes the smartphone's role. It becomes an autonomous engine that executes your intentions instead of just displaying your apps. Last year, AI was restricted to analyzing the screen or chatting with Gemini. Android 17 introduces the Android Model Context Protocol, allowing the system to interact directly with app logic. This new capability is powered entirely by app functions. It allows the OS to bypass the visual user interface and trigger internal commands within an app directly. This enables hands-free automation. Give a voice command and the system navigates menus and books a service, bypassing manual touch inputs. Android 16 gave text-based answers. Android 17 actually completes the task on screen. This system reclaims the user's time. The OS is now a digital proxy capable of handling the friction of navigating individual apps. Android 16 introduced desktop windowing, but it struggled on smaller screens. Forcing large, overlapping windows onto a tablet or foldable often created a chaotic and unmanaged workspace. Android 17 addresses this with a rebuilt multitasking framework called App Bubbles. You can now long press an app to instantly turn it into a floating mini window, keeping it accessible but out of the way. On larger displays, these bubbles magnetically snap into a dedicated bubble bar at the bottom of the screen. This organizes your open tasks into a single, clean row. By moving window management to the bubble bar, the system provides a desktop-class workflow that remains fluid on a mobile device. Expensive foldables running Android 16 often suffered from the black bar problem. Because developers hard-coded app orientations, much of the screen remained unused. Android 17 mandates an adaptive-first standard. Every app now expands to fill the grid, ensuring that software utilizes every pixel of the foldable display. This optimization also enables the new foldable gaming mode. We are moving past the simple adaptive refresh rates of last year. When you partially fold the device, the OS triggers a split layout. The top half runs the game without frame drops, while the bottom half functions as a native, tactile gamepad. For those using multiple devices, the Continue On feature removes the need for manual syncing. A tablet can now instantly surface the exact app you are using on your phone with a single tap. Mandating these adaptive standards and seamless handoffs unifies isolated devices into a single, cohesive workflow. Relying on an autonomous OS requires stronger security. While Android 16 had standard anti-theft tools, the threat of advanced data decryption is growing. Android 17 integrates post-quantum cryptography directly into the hardware. This encloses your data in complex mathematical shells that remain secure even against next-generation decryption attempts. The Mark as Lost feature is also more aggressive. It now requires biometric verification to access any data or to disable tracking, even if the thief knows your PIN. These measures provide a hardware-locked vault for your personal data, moving the smartphone towards a higher standard of mathematical security. Android 16 was the foundation. It provided the performance and design consistency necessary for the system to function at a high level. Android 17 builds on that by enabling the phone to operate as a high-performance console, a secure vault, and an autonomous proxy that handles your digital tasks. Let me know in the comments which of these changes will have the biggest impact on your daily routine, and subscribe to stay ahead of the next steps in mobile intelligence.